All right. Hello, everyone. I'm here with Marijn Lybaert or Lybaert. I don't know. Can you say it properly? I don't think I can pronounce it right, but
you can call me Lybaert.
Lybaert.
Yeah, that's pretty close. Good job.
Marijn is from Belgium, if I'm not mistaken. So their language is like very distinguished from ours. Hard for me to pronounce those things. For people who don't know, Marijn is in the rare species of players who have 4 Pro Tour top-8s, but haven't been inducted into the Hall of Fame. Might be because he doesn't have that much of like a top-level success. Besides that, he has like 3 GP top-8s, I think. That's where I wanna start, I think. Do you think that, like, why did that happen? Like, did you just not play that many GPs, or did you just got lucky at the Pro Tours? What happened there?
I think to do well at the Pro Tour, you always have to get lucky. I don't think you ever top 8 a Pro Tour without saying after the tournament, yeah, I really got lucky. There's always like 3 or 4 matches that get decided on 1 or 2 draws. Like if these turn around, you might even only top 64, having played as good as you have if you top 8. So I think to top 8 so many times, you always have to get lucky. Of course, there's like people who are just way better than us, and I'm not one of those. Like I was probably average, above average, but it wasn't really that good. And I think people know that I wasn't in the top 5 or 10 players at that time, and that certainly has to do something with it. They know I was. I think they know I was decent, but I wasn't like the top player of that time. But I just happened to get lucky in enough tournaments to have those 4 top 8s.
Mm-hmm. I think you top 8 like 4 years in a row, right? Like just every year you go to 1 top 8.
Yeah, I also think there's a very big difference between me playing when I really concentrate and I really into my best game, and against me playing a GP where I have sometimes hard times concentrating, where I'm just having fun, where I'm not as prepared, so I have to spend more time thinking about the smaller plays. Whereas if I practice a lot and I'm really into the right mindset, I think I can play very well.
Mm-hmm. I remember when I was a kid, you were kind of like my hero because you top 8 a Pro Tour with Merfolk, and I and I loved Merfolk. So
that deck was so bad.
Was it?
Well, the deck is fine, but that was the tournament where everyone was playing Punishing Fire. Uh-huh. So you were playing 2/2s and they were playing Recurable Shock. So I guess I got pretty lucky to get there. I remember having like my only 2 good matchups in the last 2 rounds, playing against like Wafutapa's 4-color control and playing against Fairies, which were like my only 2 good matchups in that tournament. So yeah, I guess I also 6-0'd draft in that tournament, which is very rare for me because usually I just medium. When I drafted, I was like 4-2 if I got lucky. So yeah, just that tournament, everything went well with a bad deck, I think.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. Like, did you not know that Punishing Fire was a thing going into the tournament, or you just didn't like care, or like?
Like the story behind that deck, we tested like a weekend, didn't have that much time, so we had like 4 or 5 decks, and I really didn't know what to play. So I went to the site, still haven't decided what I was playing. The tournament was actually pretty close to us. It was in the Netherlands, so it was only 2-hour drive. So I was like, yeah, sure, I'll just show up and decide there. So I get my 3 booster packs, which was like core set. I don't know which core set. And one of the I think I received 2 or 3 of the same picture on the booster pack, which showed what I thought was a Merfolk, but it ended up not even being a Merfolk. But that's how I picked Merfolks for the tournament. But we did have some plan against Punishing Fire. We had like, I think, Spreading Seas, so at least we could shut down the Grove of the Burn Willows. But yeah, it was still pretty bad. Guess I just got lucky. It was also the only Pro Tour top 8 where I actually won the quarterfinals. So it was my best performance.
That's crazy. So I want to touch on the GPs a little bit. You have only 3 top 8s. Do you just maybe think that, you weren't that good, or you just didn't play in that many of them? I actually have no idea if you played a lot of GPs back in the day.
I don't think I played as many as most of the Americans, and I also started doing coverage at the GPs after some time. So yeah, I didn't play that many, but also I wasn't. Yeah, I just showed up at GPs, and I'm not the Martin Juza kind of guy who can show up and just GP top 8 a GP without playing one match. I was just showing up with bad decks, with not much preparation. I wasn't that good in draft, so always had a hard time top 8ing in a limited Pro Tour GPs. So yeah, I do think I play some, not high numbers like Juza, but no one has, but probably under average GP top 8s, given how many I played.
Do you have an estimate of how many do you play?
No
idea.
No, I have no idea. No,
sure, that's fine.
Couldn't even give you. Could be 100, could be 50. I don't know. I really have no clue.
So I wanted to ask about the commentary a little bit later, but since you brought it up, I wanted to ask about that a little bit. Was that like something that you were asked to do, or was it like from your own, I want to do it, and you asked them?
No, at one GP, I think it was GP Gothenburg, which I actually top 8'd, one of the rare GPs I top 8'd. During the tournament, Rich Hagen came to me. He thought it would be a good I would be a good addition. It was before European GP coverage had actually started, so it was right at the beginning. And he thought I was a good fit because I could like talk and explain things quite fluently. So yeah, he asked me. I obviously wanted to do it. It sounded like a lot of fun, and it is a lot of fun. So yeah, that's how it happened. He asked me.
Can you just like talk about the commentary itself? Like I never really done it. I don't really know if it's like hard. Like can you do it without a lot of preparation if you're just good at the game, or does it like require different skills?
It does require you knowing the format, knowing the cards, because if you can't say the names, it's really hard. Following the game, if you don't even know the names, you just have that 2/2 is now attacking, whereas as you're saying, the Goblin Guide is attacking. People can understand it more easily. In the beginning, I was playing a lot, was doing coverage. I felt like I was good at it. Near the end, I was playing a lot less, and the quality of my coverage was going down. So it really is like if you practice a lot, if you know the form, even like reading articles, you can make notes on things to say during the games, useful things like how do pro players sideboard in certain matchups. If you have to figure these out all yourself, you're probably not giving the correct information. So reading articles, knowing what decks are being played, like this version has that card, that many copies of that card. This one has only 1 or 2. You can say that, but if you know the reason behind it, it's so much more information. It's much more information for the viewer.
Did you had like any aspirations of like doing it more, maybe even on like a Pro Tour level, or were you just like mostly doing it because they asked you to do it and you were like, why not?
If they would have asked me to do in the Pro Tours, I would probably have said yes, but I think my English isn't good enough to be on the Pro Tour level. Like, I'm not Riley Knight, I'm not Simon Gertsen. Yeah. They're just much better. I know that. If they would have asked me, I probably would have said yes, but it just didn't happen to ask me, and I was fine with it.
So we got into the commentary. I wanted to ask about it later, but you know, since you brought it up, I wanted to talk about it. But the thing that I'm most curious about is like your beginnings, because like when I got to know you, I was like 16 or 17 going to GPs for like the first times. You were like an active pro at that point already, but I don't really know anything about you before that. Like, how did you get to the Pro Tour in the first place and stuff like that?
Yeah, my first GP in which I did well was a team GP in Amsterdam, pretty close. It was it's a very long time ago, and was the team limited format I liked a lot. Team Rochester, and we 9-0'd day 1, and the day 2 was only 4 rounds, so we were like pretty much locked for top 4. But then in the end, didn't even make top 4 because the drafting didn't really go our ways. That was how I qualified for the first Pro Tour. But I think I played maybe even 10 Pro Tours or something like that before making my first day 2 at a Pro Tour.
Oh, really?
So I was not doing well at the Pro Tours. I was very young, I think 15, 16. My first Pro Tour was straight to the US. I could only fly like very late because my parents didn't allow me to go early. Never preparation. It was even before internet was really net decks were really a thing. Like I would show up with brews. I don't know if you know the card Dimmer House Guard or the black transmute card for four mana. You can transmute it for 3 mana, and then you search your deck for any 4 mana card.
Okay, I don't
like. It was like I just showed up with homebrews, bad homebrews. It was the Hondens, the
yeah, I know.
That stack
if you have like multiple, it does more things.
Yeah, but I would show up with two color Honden decks with only two types of Honden in it. So it's like just show up with bad decks. And then at one point, I don't know which Pro Tour I played. I think it was the homebrew Honden deck, a white-black Orzhov control deck. And I was like 5-0 or something. And I was like, yeah, I'm making my first day too. And I obviously lost the last 3 rounds. 5-3. Oh, it was so... And from that point on, I actually started doing better. I was studying in high school at that point, so I got more time to practice. Magic Online became a thing. I did more drafts, and then I finally started doing well.
Mm-hmm. Did you like since the beginning aspire to be a pro, or did you just play for fun and it just like happened like on its own? Was it like something that you went for? I
think at several points of my career, if you can call it a career, sure. I had the option of not going not having a full-time job and maybe spend a year or 2 trying to be really good. But I always went for the safe way and going with the full-time job and playing besides that. So I don't think I really had the aspirations of like really getting the full-time job. I think I could have done it, but yeah, it just...
I didn't really mean like once you already played the Pro Tours. I meant like even before you qualify and stuff. Was it like something that you aspire for, or you just played for fun and you ended up qualifying and stuff?
I did always qualify quite easily for the Pro Tours. Like I didn't really have to put in that much work winning PTQs. Well, of course the early years I did, but once I started winning PTQs, I did win like one every 1 or 2 seasons. So it was going quite well after that, even though I was not even making day 2 in most of my Pro Tours. I was playing regularly. Did I wanted to really be a pro? Like everyone looks up to the Olivier Ruels and the Antoine Ruels at that point, really. Like they just everyone's here. Like you said, I was your hero. Like, don't you?
I was just joking.
No. Remember it very well. I think once you go to the Pro Tours, you really want to be good. I was still trying to have fun. Like the traveling was so much fun. Having friends, which but I did try to put in some effort at least. Like I was going to bed early enough, whereas others would just like go partying. I was at least on the day before day 1, the night before day 1, I was going to bed early enough. Yeah, I was trying my best to be good enough.
Mm-hmm. How big is the Belgium scene, or maybe not now, but how big did it used to be back then? Because you said that it was like kind of easy for you to win PTQs. So like how many people were like trying to qualify? Was there a lot of people playing Magic?
At the PTQs, it didn't have that many good players, but we did have a couple of like we had Jan Dwaas, Christophe Grégoire, Fried Mulders, Mark Dictus. We did have a couple of players who were actually playing most of the Pro Tours when I was top 8ing, at least. I think before, when I wasn't top 8ing, it didn't have that many Belgian players. It actually might have had something to do with it, with us not doing very well at that point. I think Brussels had a good scene at that point. Not sure if you know Geoffrey Ciron and Bernardo da Costa da Bral. Like nope. They were pretty good at that time, but I wasn't really connected with them, so I wasn't playing with them. But at the moments I was playing top 8s. We did have a good, the Flemish Flanders version of Belgium. Flanders part of Belgium had a lot of players who were playing together, really putting in effort. So yeah, the scene was big enough.
Mm-hmm. How is it now? Are there still a lot of people playing? You don't really know.
No, it's basically Pascal Viren, and that's pretty much it. I think like there's still casual, but I don't even think there's a lot of people trying on MTG Arena.
Well, I don't necessarily mean like pros, but for example, if you go to like an FNM or local store, are there like a lot of people playing or not really?
Right now it's kind of hard to go to stores.
Yeah, I mean obviously,
but yeah, we have enough local clubs. We have every big city has one game store where they play FNM. So yeah, we have enough players. When it was a couple of years, I founded Belgic Magic, tried to connect people. Right now, and it's kind of disappeared. We're not putting in effort anymore, so it's more like local communities, not on a national scale. And I think we're also missing enough good players at this point to really like Czech Republic still has a lot of people that are very good. We don't have them anymore at this point. I think it's mostly Pascal Vier.
You mentioned the Belgian Magic thing. I actually forgot about that, but it's like the yellow jacket kind of thing, right? Yeah, I remember
the yellow chickens.
There were a lot of people wearing that jacket in GPs like 2 years ago. Was it like some kind of a store, or was it just like a team trying to do well, or what was going on?
It was it's not a store. It wasn't really a team. It was just us trying to connect every Belgian Magic player at the GP. Like, it's a lot more fun if you get to talk to people who you don't even really know. If we organize tournaments to get everyone together. We would sell the sweaters. We would sell T-shirts, but it wasn't really like a team. We didn't really have a website or where we were sharing decks or something. It was just us at the GPs wearing the sweaters.
How is it with Magic and you right now? Are you still like playing at all? Are you just like not playing at all?
The last time I played like weekly, it was March, so that's almost a year ago. I put in some effort during the first lockdown. I was playing like Magic Arena, but I haven't even played like every new set. I start a draft on Magic Arena, and then I draft, and then 3 months later I log in and I get like the free boosters for playing 0 matches. So that's been happening for 3 sets in a row right now. So that's how much I play, I guess. I play board games and that's about it.
Is it because of Corona that you cannot play with real cards, or you just don't want to play Magic at all?
Yeah, I don't know. I like to play when I know the format, but when I don't know the format, it's harder for me to really enjoy. I don't play EDH, I don't play Commander, or that's the same, right? But yeah, I want to know the format, and if I don't know the format, or it's harder for me to get like really addicted or really into the game.
So you think that even if like Corona goes away and we have GPs again, like you wouldn't show up, or maybe you would?
I would show up for my friends. Yeah, that would, but I wouldn't show up in the hopes of top 8ing. I would just like probably might even play just side events. I don't know, depending on what the format is. But yeah, they're not being paper Magic really. Like, I don't enjoy sitting behind my computer playing Magic if I don't know the format. If I know the format and I can win something, I can qualify for the Pro Tour, then I would probably put in the effort. But at this point, I just don't want to qualify for the Pro Tour because they're also online. And yeah.
Is there like any specific format that you like really, really enjoy, that maybe if there was a GP in that specific format, you would maybe try harder, or is it all the same for you?
I used to like Legacy because there's just so much more. There are more decks. There's more interaction. You can actually play the format even if you haven't played it for 6 months. You would probably still be familiar with the format. I like Vintage. I sometimes play it in Belgian nationals or Belgian local tournaments. I really love it. I don't own the Power 9, so it's kind of hard to borrow these. I think these are my 2 favorite format. My least favorite format is Draft because I'm not very good at it. Yeah. Well, I like to draft, but I'm not good at it. So I guess that's what
you just don't like losing. So
yeah. I just had I was playing Mario Kart with my kid, and he lost, and I had to teach him, you have to learn to lose because otherwise games won't be fun. So yeah, I guess they should have taught me that when I was young.
Yeah, I don't think anyone taught me that either.
Yeah. When I play board games now, I don't care anymore. Like,
Yeah.
But if I play Magic, I just want to win. Otherwise, I might as well play board games, right?
You mentioned Power 9. Do you have like a big collection of cards, or like do you own a lot of cards?
I own dual lands, like most of them, not all of them 4 times. I own like the usual like old school legacy stuff, like Fort of Will, Tarmogoyf, Liliana, stuff like that. But I don't. From the last 5-6 sets, I own nothing. So I don't even know if there's new cards from the new. Like I stopped at some point.
Yeah.
My collection is somewhere. Haven't even opened it in the last 2 years, I think. So yeah, I do own some cards which I actually plan on selling because I'm not using them at the moment. But yeah, it takes a lot of effort to start selling them.
Yeah. I think I asked everything I wanted to ask. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, you're welcome. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, I guess. I mean, there is Corona, so great. But given that there is Corona, I'm doing great.
Czech Republic not doing very well on the Corona scale, right?
Yeah, everything is closed. You can't really do anything, so that sucks.
So you play a lot of Arena?
Yeah, I play a lot of Arena.
Yeah, and like in the hopes of like getting into the rivals, you're not rivals, right?
No. Well, I was in Japan for a year and I didn't really have time to play, so I kind of like fall off. But now I have more time, so I'm trying. But obviously, it's really hard. You have to spike like 2 tournaments or 3 tournaments in a row. So it's not like back at the GPs where if you grind enough of them and you were good, you were kind of, it was kind of likely that you were gonna make it. So obviously I don't know, but
yeah. And are you like because there's Sivka is playing a lot, I think Ivan Flog is playing a lot. Are you in connection with them, or you just
we talk sometimes because we just know each other, but I'm not in like a team with them or anything like that.
Yeah, because it would, I guess, really help, right? If you
I don't think they like me enough.
No? Come on.
I don't know.
Yeah. And in Japan, you were like, you had a job there, or?
Yeah. Maybe we should like with this interview and we can talk after that, because this interview is about you. I don't really want to put my personal stuff out there.
The viewers are interested in you as well. Did someone interview you for the series?
No.
So this is the moment, right?
No.
Yeah. So how did going to Japan for a year?
All right, I'm just gonna finish this interview. Guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please click on the like and subscribe button, and bye bye.
Bye.